If you know me, you'll be very surprised to know that that drink was not coffee. It was tea. This is the likelihood of anyone caring about if my necklace was perfectly positioned is very low. All right. Hi there. Welcome back to Modern Woman with me, Alicia Nicole. I just wanted to have a sit-down chat with the people who are considering buying a home. I think about this a lot in my regular everyday life because I am a homeowner. I purchased my first house in September 2014, and I am a homeowner as a single young woman. And that comes with its unique set of blessings and challenges. And just going throughout the process, I, for a while, have just wanted to find a way to share some of the things that I learned in my experience to help people avoid some of the mistakes that I avoided and just help you have eyes wide open. You would think that growing up in a home where with parents who were homeowners, you would like kind of internalize some stuff. And there were things that I did internalize about home maintenance and landscaping and land care, and just hearing different conversations my parents would have. I was like, okay, I know what to do generally speaking, but there are certain things that you don't know about. I just wanted to share 5 signs that you're ready to buy a home. I do these videos because there are so many things that I wish I'd known. And even if someone tells you, living it out is something altogether different. So who knows, maybe you'll watch this video and be like, yeah, she makes some good points. Then you go and buy a house and you're like, whoa, that's what she meant? Wow. So here's my list. I'm gonna tell you first, and then we're gonna go through them just like a tad bit. 5 signs you're ready to buy a home. You need to have the money, the credit, the commitment, your expectations and needs, and a great real estate agent. All right, when you're buying a home, you don't just you have the upfront costs and then you have the costs over time. When you're thinking about the kind of house you really want, there's some cool websites out there that you can look at to get an idea of how much house can I get for the amount of money that I'm willing to spend. I know I've talked to real estate agents who will say you don't want to just take that at face value because when you are buying a home, when you have a good agent, they're going to help out and when you're selling, they're going to do comparability reports and figure out what other similar homes are selling for in your area, and so that you can get an idea of how much you'll need to spend. So that being said, you will need to cover upfront costs, and it's more than just the down payment. With my first house, I was like, I'm ready, I've got the down payment. But then there were other closing costs, fees. I had the money saved up for the down payment, but with the other closing cost fees, I didn't. And my mom ended up helping me out, and I paid her back over the course of a year. So there's that. And then with the money, you're gonna need to have money saved up. And it's gonna sound kind of funny, but I would expect to have some maintenance and repair things over and above normal maintenance. I'm talking about things like washing machine or dryer repair, plumbing situations. If your appliances are no longer under warranty and you don't have a home buyer warranty, and I have a video where I talked about that, you're going to be paying out of pocket, and you just want to be aware. It's going to take money to own that home and run it the way that you want to. So there's the money piece, little things that I just didn't know about that I've learned over time. Good credit. So credit is important, and good payment history on loans is super, super important. The first time that I went to buy a house, when I first tried to pre-qualify, I was qualified for like $60,000, and where I live, wouldn't even get me a rundown shack. And one of the things that was a ding was that within within 2 years, I had a couple of late payments on the car because I just didn't have the money, and that's what it was. And then also I had been in an apartment situation where I paid up my end, but the person I was living with didn't, and it was on our credit because we signed a joint lease. Also, another big thing was I was working a job that was paid on commission, and I'd only been making commission for a year, so they wanted to see like 2 years worth of good steady payment on commission salary in order to approve me for more. So my credit was decent, but my payment history had some dings that were concerning, and the way I was paid was concerning. So with that in mind, you want to have good, strong credit. I think at the time that I was buying a home, you know what? I'm not going to tell you. It would be good to talk with an agent and a mortgage broker to see, especially if you qualify for any first-time home buyer deals, or if there's special grants or programs out there that can help you. It may be different, but solid credit, and especially a good track record with credit history, is going to be very important. So commitment, this is where the mind game comes in. It is a very involved, quick-paced process to purchase a home. You have to be committed to the process, and I found that being really responsive, I was really responsive within hours, or at least right after work. If the mortgage broker was asking me for something, I'm getting it for you as soon as I can. I had really good supervisors who I said, hey, I'm in the process of buying a house, so if the mortgage broker calls, I'm just going to take a quick step out and do this, or if you see me texting, this is what's going on. And I made sure my work was done, so no one had nothing to say. All right? So commitment, you want to be responsive to your agent, responsive to the mortgage broker, and open and flexible. The kinds of houses that I had in my mind, I really tried to have and we'll talk about that in just a second, but I had an idea of what I was looking for, but I was open to something and really honest about what I didn't want, because who wants to be saddled with thousands of dollars of debt for something they hate just because they started a process? Don't do it. So you want to be committed to the journey of figuring it out, finding what you want. Sometimes it happens really quick and really easy, but sometimes it can be a while to find the house that you want. Battery died, had to replace it. So if it looks like I'm sitting somewhere different, it's because I kind of am. So point number 4 is knowing your expectations and your needs. Knowing what you really want in a home is going to help. It's going to make you an easier client to work with, because you'll be able to tell the agent, bam, 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 this is what I want. They'll be able to find houses for you better and easier, because they'll really have an idea of what you're looking for. And really, it's okay, well, at least in my experience, it was cool to just go and say, hey, I'd like to see these houses just to see if they look like what I'm thinking. And then you go through some of the houses and you realize, no, I thought I wanted that, but I don't really. Or man, this thing, I thought I could do without this thing, but it's really essential. For instance, for me, having a garage, 100% essential. In my first house, I was like, I'd like it, but I could do without it. And then I was spoiled after that. And I was like, no, I need a garage, and I have housemates. I'd like a 2-car garage. And having the garage has been super helpful for storage for all of my fun DIY crafty things, and extra storage for cleaning supplies. And the 5th thing for me is a good real estate agent. My real estate agent is Erica Mitchell. She works in the Atlanta area, and she is phenomenal. She works with multi-million-dollar clients, and she helped out little old me find my house and treated me with such kindness and respect. She's super knowledgeable, very relational, very easy to work with, very encouraging. She's just a fantastic person. And that made all the difference. My very, very, very first real estate agent, Miss Connie, she worked with me, and I was like, would you help me buy a house? And she's like, sure. And she was great. She had a full-time job, did real estate on the side, but she was still on it. We would both worked at the same place, and so she would help me out. We would connect after work or go look for houses on a Saturday. And she was just really great and encouraging, and they both knew their stuff, and they were honest, reliable, really forthright, and really gave me good perspective. I would be very careful of an agent who promises you the moon and no issues at all, because it could go that way, but you want an agent who knows how to deal with stuff, because things come up, and you want them to be honest, you want them to be clear, and you really want them to have your best interest at heart. In the purchase of my second home, the seller agent lied to us, and he, in order for me to buy the home, he and my agent had come to an agreement that, and had negotiated something that would make the house purchasable for me. And I was like, cool, we can do this. And when they asked me to, I sold my house in October. They asked me to push the closing date to January for them. And then they asked me to push it back 2 or 3 more months after that to give them more time to find the home that they wanted. And I was like, no, I already did a nigh on 50, 60-day closing for you all just to be kind. Heck no, I want to move into this house. And so then he reneged and said, oh no, we never said that we would do that. And I was done. Gonna just give up on the house, find another one. I could have purchased a bigger, nicer house, really, with what I was spending for this one, but I just really knew the Lord, God wanted me in this house, and I knew the house was for me, and my agent knew it, but I was over it, and I wasn't gonna gratify the sellers. Well, she communicated with the mortgage broker to see what we could do, and it actually ended up working anyway. She found a way to make it happen because she knew how much I really love this house. So anyway, it won't always work out that way, but you do want a good real estate agent in your corner as a first-time home buyer. There are people who go without. I would never do it. I mean, I don't hear of that a lot. I can't say it's never happened, but I'm speaking from the perspective of being a person who's had an agent and what's been great about it. And referrals from people is great when it comes to real estate agents, so that you know that you can trust that person. If 1 or 2 other people that you know have had a good experience, then you know you're good to go. I would really go based off of referrals. And so that's my story. I hope that it's been helpful. Those are the signs. So again, if you know you're ready for a home, if you have the money, the credit, the commitment, you know your needs and expectations, and you have a good real estate agent, those are the fundamentals. And watch more videos, read more books. If you've bought a house and you have some ideas on how to help people, post it in the comments. It would be really cool. Yeah, so that is it for this sit down chat. Thanks so much for joining, and I will see you in the next video.